Let's get motivated with George. Today I want to talk about why I will never retire. Now, everybody's different. This is my story, okay? And I made some notes. I want to give you some notes, but this is why I never retire. Number one is because I don't have a defined benefit. Okay. And so what's a defined benefit? A benefit is when you work for a company for years and years and years, and then they give you a retirement plan based on the years, and it's a set amount. And I know some of y'all may have 401k plans, and it's based upon how much money you put in it, and that's how much you get out, right? And so I understand that. And I have something similar to a 401k, but it's a retirement plan. All right. I've been an entrepreneur for the last almost 30 years. So early in my career, I was in corporate America. And I was in the military. So one of the things I observed about being in the military is some of my higher ups, when they got ready to retire, they were going through divorces because they spent all this time away from their family for all these years, and now they're going through a divorce. So I was like, I don't want that. And then when I got married in the military said, hey, we didn't issue you a wife in your sea bag, so she's secondary. Well, that was cool, but I knew if I put her secondary my entire career, then I know more than likely she would feel secondary and we would have problems down the road, because a relationship works best if you're together. And so I know that there would be times when I would be forced to go overseas or go on an assignment where she wasn't available, where she couldn't go. It was called unaccompanied. And I would have to, if I wanted her to come, I would have to pay for it myself. All right. So I knew that wasn't an option. And then when I left the military and I went in corporate America, I noticed there wasn't people that looked like me that were moving up. I knew there wasn't, you may see black women, but very rarely did you see black men. I've always had a heavy voice. I've always been somewhat muscular. I'm not a good executive or higher up for corporate America. Okay, I don't fit. My voice is too heavy, and I'm short and stout. Okay, short meaning I'm less than 6 feet. Okay, and so I knew that wasn't going to work for me, because there was nobody that looked like me in corporate America that was moving up, that was making, over 100,000, over 200, over $300,000 a year. All right. And so I knew corporate America wasn't going to be an option. And I also saw where if I was an entrepreneur, then I could go to the market, and then the market can reward me what they deem I deserve. What I saw in corporate America, you could have somebody that's doing the work, putting the work in, carrying the company, staying late, coming early, but that person may not get the promotion. I saw where that person actually trained their replacement. So I didn't really see the advantage. Okay. And I knew that probably wasn't going to work for me. All right. And so let me go through my points again. So point number one is I didn't have a defined benefit. Point number two, I I wanted the freedom of being an entrepreneur. I wanted to take my talents to the marketplace and see how the marketplace appreciates my talents. Number three, I wasn't the corporate America type. I don't look like the corporate America type. Okay. And number four, I, as a black man in America, I'm a black man in America. You know, right now, men are having a rough time, especially the ones that are getting started. Yeah, I'm doing fine because I had to learn and navigate my way through life. Okay. And so, but some of the younger men, they're having a difficult time. So I knew as a black man, so point number four, as a black man in America, I knew that this was probably one of the greatest countries. And I knew that if I couldn't make it here in the free enterprise system, there's probably no other place I could make it. So I wanted to take my talents to the marketplace in the United States of America, which is the country that my forefathers, okay, I'm a slave descendant. And so my forefathers built the foundation of this country. Okay. So now here's point number five. So point number five was everybody that I observed retired. A lot of people don't have goals when they retire. So what happens? When they retire, they start having medical complications. And the people that I know and in my experience, now maybe you know of others, but the folks in my experience, very rare that I see somebody retire and they did better emotionally and medically than they did on their job. It seemed like once they retired, then here comes all the medical challenges, all the mental health challenges, the anxiety, the depression, the isolation, the bitterness, the angry. Okay. I could see that. And that wasn't something that I wanted. And then my last point was point number 7 had to do with motivation. So what I had to learn is how to motivate myself. That's a big deal. When you work for a company for 30 years, for 40 years, for 20 years, you are motivated by what the company demands you to do. So what I had to learn is how to motivate myself. And that's what entrepreneurs do. They know how to motivate themselves. I'm typically 5 years out from the lifestyle that I want to live. Okay. And so, because I'm looking out in the future and I'm saying, things are changing. I'm changing. The way I'm feeling is changing. My family structure is changing. So what do I need down the road? What kind of lifestyle do I need down the road 5 years from now? And what I do is I start working on projects that's going to create that lifestyle for me 5 years down the road. I hope this has been helpful. I hope it's been beneficial. I love making these videos. If you've got something that you want me to discuss, love to discuss it. Love to bring it out on this channel, talk about it on this channel. This is George Tabb. For those of you who don't know, I'm a licensed mental health therapist here, a licensed clinical social worker, and I have a private practice. I do a lot of work with men. I work with couples. So if you want my services, look down in the link, send me an email. I can send you some information. All right. So that was a shameless plug. Okay. All right. Anyway, thanks for listening in. God bless. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.